Welcome everyone. Today we'll be discussing a weapon that a lot of people are pretty excited about. Though it has a lot of hype surrounding it, let's find out how it performs in the hands of your average Guardian. Darkest Before is a returning Year 1 weapon, a 540 rapid fire frame pulse rifle used in the energy slot. I'll be showing you two roles today, first being a role that makes the weapon stand out on its own 2 feet, and another that I believe adds a lot of spice to what the weapon normally has to offer. Originally found as a reward from Trials of the Nine, it can now be obtained from the final encounter of the Prophecy Dungeon. A great change, since once you've gotten it, it's infinitely farmable for whatever role you happen to be looking for. My first role has Subsistence and One for All, as well as a decent setup of barrel and mag perks with a pretty good masterwork to boot. All in all, this should be a good litmus test to see how the weapon performs at a base level. First, let's discuss the weapon holistically. How does it feel? How well does it transition between game spaces? How much build work will it take to fill the weapon's weak spots? Starting with the feel, gotta hand to the weapon, it's a very fluid pulse. Many of the other 540 pulses feel very bouncy, their stability stat being very deceiving to how difficult the weapon can actually be to control. Grid Skipper was a notable exception to that, and Darkest Before follows suit, feeling very easy to control during its maximum rate of fire even out past medium range. That said, feel can only take you so far in certain game modes. I found this weapon feeling pretty lackluster in PvE. The low damage output unable to compensate for the lack of synergy with some of the most powerful build setups out there. For the same reason, it also suffers in Gambit, not being powerful enough in the standard PvE waves or boss slaying, and not having the combination of range and lethality needed as an invasion tool. While this weapon lags behind in those modes, however, it more than pulls its weight in Crucible. It has a pretty balanced, comfortable range, not quite competing with SMGs or sidearms super close, but doing fairly well as a dueling weapon past that, and contributing well as a teamfire weapon even when you start to approach scout rifle territory. Not only that, it has a good set of roles available to help it with however you'd like to use it. The first slot has Subsistence, Overflow, and Slide Shot to keep the mag fueled up for continued engagements and streaks, Tunnel Vision for chaining, and Quickdraw for swapping in and out, especially good as a pair with the new Harmony perk. The second slot also has a wide range of uses, from Rampage to pair with a mag extending perk, One for All and Unrelenting for engaging multiple opponents, and Full Auto, Elemental Capacitor, or Wellspring to assist with ease of use and stat fixing. With its available roles, this weapon can actually perform surprisingly well, despite the lack of something like multi-kill clip found on Grid Skipper and the characteristically low handling and reload found on this archetype of pulse. But what if I told you there was a way to have all the strengths of this weapon archetype and fix most of its weaknesses? Enter Surplus. While certainly considered top tier on basically anything it rolls on, it shines here to a degree that genuinely surprised me. I was admittedly a little sad to see Wellspring on my roll as well, but once I started using it, I decided to go just all in on it. Using Chaos Reach Warlock for the Ionic Trace, as well as Mantle of Battle Harmony, which gives me bonus super when using a weapon that matches my subtype. And would you look at that, Darkest Before is Arc! If I had to recommend an absolutely perfect version of this weapon, I would say Surplus and Ricochet are a must. Stability Masterwork is highly recommended. Arrowhead and either Elemental Capacitor or Rampage would probably be more valuable than Wellspring, but so long as you have Surplus, it's definitely worth trying. And hopefully, these next few highlights can convince you of that. Gig, take it away.
Don't be lost. Don't be lost. Don't be captured. Zone advantage is yours. You're nearly there. Fight on and claim victory. This is amazing. Shut the enemy down. Triple down. You captured Zone C. made that look easy, Warlock. Double down. This is amazing! Zone C captured. Power play. Keep the pressure on. You captured Zone B. You have advantage. Your moments of clarity are weapons, Warlock. Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours. 2 for 1. Strength in numbers, Guardian. Excellent. Together as one. I love it. Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours. I've seen enough. I'm calling this one. A well-fought victory.
I'd like to thank you all for your time, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. If this seemed like a good time, feel free to join us live at twitch.tv/YourAverageGuardian. Stay awesome, y'all.